Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm DJ Sixsmith. You're watching The Sit Down. Super Bowl MVP in the house. It's Von Miller. What's up, man? Welcome to New York.
How's it going?
How's your off season?
It's pretty good. I would like to not be, in the off season right now. I would like to be playing, but it's going to end bad for 31 teams out there, and we happen to be one of those 31 teams.
Have you been watching the playoffs?
I've been watching the playoffs. I just feel like it's just part of the craft. You pay attention to the teams that beat you. You pay attention to how's it going in the playoffs and what we could possibly do in the playoffs next year.
Do you at least give your body a rest? Like, do you take some time just to chill?
I do, but not as much as you would think. I like to get right back into, working out. I don't really like to take too much time off. We finished playing on the 29th of December, and I was training on the 4th of January.
Oh, wow. So really only a couple days. Some guys shut it down for a couple weeks.
Yeah, maybe even months.
Yeah.
But I like to just stay into it, and I always said if you stay ready, you don't ever have to get ready.
Yeah, I feel you. So you got a lot of stuff going on outside of football. Let's talk my glaucoma. I mean, obviously, eyesight has been a thing that you've been focused on. Why is this an important campaign for you?
I started Von's Vision in 2012. Von's Vision tackles issues with glasses, contacts, LASIK surgery, pretty much everything that it has to do with vision for younger kids. And I'm passionate about any type of vision issues, and we teamed up with Allergan and the My Glaucoma campaign to spread knowledge to people.
Yeah, and I think the surprising thing is my glaucoma, like, people don't realize you can go blind later in life. Like, at least now there's a lot more information. Like, we were talking off camera, you were a kid, like, wearing glasses wasn't a cool thing. Now you have all the information at your disposal.
I know how serious it is and the type of self-confidence, issues having, vision issues can cause. Glaucoma is a disease that affects about 70 million people worldwide, and of those 70 million people, 27% of those people are going to go blind in one eye or another. It's a very serious disease. It makes things like driving and cooking and just doing everyday stuff, it makes it really, really tough. And you can go to myglaucoma.com to really learn more about it.
So you mentioned Von's Vision. I mean, the fact that you've built this whole infrastructure in Denver, like, why don't we talk about that? What has Denver meant to you, and what's been like just building your whole thing out there in Denver?
Man, Denver has been so special to me. I'm 30 years old. I've been in Denver a decade now. So really, a third of my life, and it's who I am. It's it's what I do. The Rocky Mountains are me. Broncos country is. I feel like that's part of my identity. And we've had some tough years coming through, but we got a great motivation going forward. We got Drew Lock. He's going to be great for us. Cortland Sutton is turning on to really become a star receiver in the league, and we'll get Bradley Chubb back. And I'm pretty excited about our franchise and where we're going to go next year.
Yeah, I think you got a good thing going for it. I mean, even this year, like, you guys were in so many close games. There are really some tough ones there. What did you learn about yourself and the team this year?
Man, I've always thought that adversity builds character, and as a team, we were really tested with that, and it really revealed all the high character guys that we have on our team. We lost a lot of close games, and if we had those 3 or 4 games back, who knows where we would be. And I think that's what we'll use to motivate us coming into 2020.
You've called Drew Lock a rock star. You've been around a ton of quarterbacks. What do you like about him specifically?
Man, I just like his aura. I really do. I just like his personality, and I like his confidence. Those are 3 things I really like the most. And, as a quarterback, you have to have that. You have to have that confidence. You have to have a hold on other men. You have to be able to bring the best out of other men, and he definitely does that.
So you mentioned the fact you're 30. When you think about where you're at in the beginning of your NFL career, like, what are the biggest differences between you now and you then?
Man, a lot. A lot. I think just over time, you just learn to take advantage of the moment. And at first, when you're a rookie, it's like, man, this is just 1 game, 2 games. And, where I'm at now, you never know when that last game could be. So I really just try to live in the moment. I try to live in the moment in the locker room, in the meeting room with my teammates. I just try to take it, 1 day at a time and really cherish the moments that I have.
How much do you think about the end? Because Luke Kuechly retires. There's a lot of guys retaring before 30. I mean, how many more years do you think you're going to be doing this thing?
You had Andrew Luck and you had Luke Kuechly, and it's tough. And, I know you can't play football forever. I like to think that, and I like to feel like that, but, I know how, serious it is, and, I know some people deal with, tougher injuries than others, but you can't be in the NFL without thinking about the end. You want to be in the present, but you always have to have, thoughts of what in the end and when it may come. You don't want that to, affect the way you play, but seeing, Luke Kuechly and Andrew Luck, I've definitely, thought about it. I don't feel like I'm going to retire anytime soon, though.
But those are big guys, so I'm sure you just got to think about it a little bit more because, like you said, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and both of those guys are younger than me. Andrew Luck and Luke Kuechly, came in a year after me. So it's tough to see, legends like that, retire so early.
Yeah, but you got a ton of stuff going on off the field. So what's it been like building that? I mean, whether it's, taking care of chickens, fashion, like why is that so important to you outside of football?
It's been great, and I've just been trying to, be the best version of Von that I could possibly be. I went to school for poetry science at Texas A&M. I'm a chicken farmer now. I'm a comedian in the off season. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, you never know.
That was a good joke, though.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a good joke.
Well, I mean, Blake Griffin does the comedy too,
yeah,
so it's not out of bounds there.
I just try to be the best version of me, and I know I play football, but I just feel like that's just a small fraction of who I am.
Who are some people that inspire you, whether it's in sports, outside of sports? Who do you like to look up to?
Number one for me is Michael Strahan. I love the type of career that he had, and I love what he's done off the field as well. And I aspire to be like Michael Strahan. And it's a lot of guys. You got so many guys out there that's doing big things in media, former athletes that are doing big things in media. But I really just like Michael Strahan. I feel like that's the guy that I want to be like.
It's a good guy to look up to.
If I idolize one guy, it's Michael Strahan, DeMarcus Ware, Peyton Manning, and all those guys. But I feel like Michael Strahan is more me.
I feel you. So when you think about your career, the Super Bowl, obviously a big part of it. A few years removed from it now, what sticks out to you the most about that season and winning MVP?
Winning is addictive. it really is. And once you win the Super Bowl, once you have success like that, it really creates this hunger to want to do it every year. You want to win every single year. And the odds of that happening are really slim, but I feel like that drives me and it drives the people younger than me to try to achieve some of the same success that we did in 2015.
I feel you. So you've been around a lot of great guys. Let's talk about John Elway. When you tell people about him, what are some things that you mention when it comes to him?
He's a legend. He really knows the game. He really knows people. As I've gotten older in my career, we've we've worked on a relationship. We have a great relationship now. And kind of when you come in, it's like a rookie. It's like, man, it's John. I don't know if I can talk to him. I don't want to ask him. But as you get older, it's like, I come to him for advice. Hey, what do you think about this? How did you handle this? What do you want to do next? And I feel like, the older I get, the better our relationship gets.
When I look at your stats, you've had multiple seasons with more than 10 sacks. What's been the key in sustaining your success all these years?
And you just got to take it one play at a time. And in the offseason, you really got to get after it. You got young guys coming in, younger, faster, stronger, each and every year. And you got to stay up on that. And over time, you start to, slow down a little bit. And you want to stay on top of that so you don't age as fast as other guys.
When I think about the NFL, I think one of the big stories right now is the Rooney Rule and minority coaches not getting the same opportunity. Is that something you guys talk about? Is that something that needs to change? Like, what do you guys think about with that?
It's tough. There's so many different coaches that are qualified for so many different jobs. Whether it be black or white or any color. There's so many different coaches in the National Football League that are qualified, and it's good to see all of these coaches get an opportunity to coach in the National Football League.
Why don't we talk a little playoff football? We were walking in today, and you saw Green Bay up there. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is looking really good. How do you think the NFC Championship is going to shake out? Man,
he's looking really good, and it's really hard to beat a team twice. But if a team can do it, it'd be the San Francisco 49ers. They are built for this. From Jimmy Garoppolo to the running game to the offensive line to the defense that they have. They have 4 first-round picks lining up from Nick Bosa, Defoe, Eric Armstead, D Ford, and they even got Solomon Thomas coming off the bench.
Defense is insane.
Yeah, he was a number. I think he was a number 2, number 3 pick. So they're loaded. They got Sherman. They got Sherman at the corner. They got great linebackers in the middle. So if it's any team that is up for the challenge of beating Aaron Rodgers, it'll be those guys.
And then you got the AFC. I mean, you guys got to face Mahomes and the Chiefs twice a year. I mean, it's crazy what they're doing. When you think about Tennessee, also, it's been a nice surprise. How do you think that matchup's going to go?
It's crazy, man. And we played Tennessee tough during the season, and I felt like they had a great team then. And the switch from Mariota to Tannehill has just been masterful for those guys. He's really picked up the team and the organization. They're looking strong, and the playoffs is all about momentum. When we won it in 2015, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. When we won it in 2015, nobody really thought we would do it. The Carolina Panthers, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had a tough run in the playoffs as well. But when you get in the tournament, anything can happen, and the Tennessee Titans are really taking advantage of that right now.
You mentioned Peyton Manning before. What did you learn from him as a teammate?
Man, he was a great leader of men, and he had that aura about him. but he was a normal guy. You know, Peyton Manning was a normal guy, and he won you over by just being normal. And everybody sees the Papa Johns and the commercials and stuff. And, you know, when you come in the locker room, it's like, man, Peyton Manning. But he's the first to, you know, kind of break outside that mold. He knows everything about you. He knows your kids. He knows the type of the player you are, the type of man you are. It doesn't matter if you're the number 1 guy on the roster or the 53rd, you know, guy on the roster. It doesn't matter if you're the janitor or a head coach. He treats everybody with respect. And I really admire that about him. I tried to, you know, put that into, you know, who I am.
It goes a long way.
It does.
When you think about your life, your career, it's not easy to get in the NFL. It's even harder to become an All-Pro Super Bowl MVP. What has been the greatest challenge that you've overcome?
I think it's just consistency. You know, I think as human beings, that's what, you know, challenges us all, is to be the same person day in, day out, continue to work, continue to evolve, continue to get better. And whenever you can master that and you put people around you that have the same vision as you, I feel like you can really do great things.
Good deal, Vaughn. Nice to meet you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Enjoy the
you guys.
off season. All right, for Vaughn, I'm DJ. See you next time here on The Sit Down.